But baby, I've learned that there's a difference between love and sex. But can I have the both of them with you, baby?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Royce from Blue TV and Urban Compass TV. Recently, R&B heavy hitter Joe Thomas stopped by Blue's office to talk about his new music, career, and more. Check out what the I Wanna Know singer had to say.
My approach to the music industry and to music from day one, let's say back in 1993, even before then, before I became an artist, was always about doing quality. And once I signed to Mercury in 1993, of course, my initial mindset was like, okay, I'm on the scene. Let me show everybody, let me prove who I am. Let me give them some vocal talent that I feel like certain artists that's already out here that are not doing. So it was more so vocally introducing myself into the game. Now, once I understood, okay, you don't need to do all that vocally. You can just sing the record, make a great song. That's when it started changing for me. I would say that was around 94, 95. Immediately after my first album, I had a talk with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. And the thing they said to me was, just sing the melody. And that stuck with me throughout the rest of my career. And so for me, writing about love and writing about songs, that has never changed. That's always going to be consistent with my career. You know, even moving forward from this point on. My approach now being creatively moving forward is, you know, starting out, man, I mean, I was learning equipment. I mean, I already knew how to play instruments, so that was a plus for me, playing guitar, keys, and drums. So I had my rhythm section already stored. Being a singer, knowing melodies, to me that was something that was a given. But putting a record together, like I mentioned about Jam and Lewis, all these other different tools that I got after my first record, that I now can apply to moving forward in everything that I do. Even now today, I go with the most simple idea. Because to me, that's going to be the biggest effect. Something that's very simple, like, hey, how you doing? Being a record. That's simple, and that's what I'm realizing, that okay, it's not about trying to be too poetic when you're writing lyrics. It's not trying to make the record too glossy, like I'm gonna try to make it the best vocally sounding record possible. It's just about making the record feel a certain way. Because one thing that I've learned to tap into, when you're making music in this industry, you ain't making it just for you anymore. You're making it for people who are listening to it that, yeah, I want to feel a certain way about it, but I also want to keep in the back of my mind that, okay, this is going to affect people differently. This particular part of the song, maybe the bridge may get them. That's if they get to it. Or it could be the chorus, the hook, or just the first verse or the melody. And now that process has never changed. It's going to be the same process moving forward. Yeah, the music industry has changed, but the way I move is consistent. Bridges is my new album. I dropped an album last year, 2013, in the summer of July, called Double Back. Did very, very well, very, very well. I had a single called Love and Sex that was a duet with Fantasia. Did very, very well across the board. Now I decided, you know, I'm not gonna wait, because I know how the industry is now and social media, things turn around super quick. Okay, we got that, now what do you have for me now? No problem, because I love working. I love the challenge for one, but I love staying in the studio recording. And so this album, Bridges, the first single, is basically not a remix, but a part 2 of Love and Sex. You know, just to get in more detail, just to reach another broader audience, you know, to spread it out a little bit more. So I think it's a great lead-off single, tempo record, you know, kind of takes it up a little bit from the original single. But Bridges is an album that takes you back to the essence of R&B. When it comes to live music. You got instruments now. You just, no guy in the studio. I don't have what's big the Drake producer. Is this Drake producer? No ID. No ID, and it's a couple of those other guys, big somebody, I forget what his name is. But you know, they're self-contained, they do all the music. So now when you hear my album, you got everything you hear, somebody's responsible for that instrument. You got players. And it's almost like when Marvin Gaye, during those times, Al Green, when they had a band, but it didn't sound like, well, it sounded like a band then, but when you sample that now, it sounds like a sample. And so that's how I wanted my album to sort of be, like the essence of what that was, where y'all took samples from. I want them to be sampling from this album, and I guarantee you they will be in the future. And you heard my word, I said it myself, they'll be sampling. And yeah, y'all will be paying too. You will be paying. I might not be here, but these words will stick around. You will be paying.